Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Ballot Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, your kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal was for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Ballot Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Boxing Voice Radio. We back like we never left you. Hashtag TBV Podcast, wherever hashtags are used to follow along with the conversation. Memberships are activated. Shout out to Dumatron. It only took you 12 months. Let's go. We got a good morning. It's fight week officially for Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia. Call them, count me out 2 times. This is now the 3rd time. And the question we're asking you is, we're going to evaluate what these wins mean for these particular fighters. So what does a win mean for Danny Garcia? I'm suggesting first ballot Hall of Famer. You know, what? I can't mention another guy that would have been the underdog 3 times and beat the odds 3 times. And for Errol Spence, does this make him the #1 welterweight with all the welterweight scalps under his resume? This is what we're going to talk about, as well as give you tons of information on the pay-per-view, like how to buy it, where to go see this if you want to attend it, which arena, what time it starts, all that. Oh, look at Izzy, the member. He's a member. Izzy in Oklahoma. Oh, my God. So what status does that mean he's got if he's green? Is he like a contender already? What is he, a prospect? This is the beauty of the memberships, you know.
He might be a contender right now.
You get to be different stages of your fighter career. But Izzy showing that he is a member. What up? That's what's up. But listen, guys, good morning. Buenos dias. How are you? Doomsday, Dumatron, Alexander Lioness in Toronto's own Francis, a.k.a.
Champ. He a champ. Nah, chill, champ. He a champ. But you got to remember the loyalty badges, all right, guys, the badges that you see next to your name, those will determine how long you've been a member.
Oh, how long?
Izzy, you got the heads up right now as, being a member as soon as we let these memberships be activated. So, in 3 months, you might have a different one. In 6 months, you might have a different one.
Oh, so right now he's a prospect because he's just started.
Yeah, exactly. But we all know Izzy's been a champ for a while.
That's why he got the red amateur outfit.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. That's corny. I thought you could go ahead and jump up to your status. I get you, though.
No, the way you
I get it. It got to be time in. I feel you. That's that's time in. But then, I wonder, could we escalate it somehow? Because it's like, all right, like Stainless has been around for 5 years. Is there no way to all the way shoot him to the champ?
Yeah, no, they'll keep, obviously we know who the pound for pounds are and who
no,
the champs are.
of course. I'm just saying YouTube. I'm saying like specifically YouTube.
Yeah, as of right now, YouTube hasn't allowed us, or given us any options. We'll go ahead and check it. Remember, this was just activated last night.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and look at it.
Anyway, we should do a show on it. Let's keep it moving, man. We'll do a specific show on that, and a live, and Doomy can answer all our questions. And
nothing has changed though.
Nothing
has changed.
Nothing
Everything
has changed.
that we've been kicking out on YouTube is the same. You still have
Everything's the
access
same.
to it. Only thing that there's a slight change to, obviously, and if you go ahead and click on the video, which was put out yesterday too, for memberships, you can go ahead on the Boxing Voice and look for it. It really is. God, I lost my train of thought.
It's
but,
all good, man. Let's bring in Francis, man. He's been quiet. He ain't do his intro yet. What up?
He's been looking like the Terminator the last 3 days.
What's up, people? How y'all
Terminator.
doing out there, man? Shout out to the man upstairs. Thank you for another one, allowing us to be here. You know what I'm saying, to talk boxing and to do, what we love to do, which is hang together and talk some boxing. So, yeah, this topic right here is quite amazing. I'm excited because everybody know, if you don't know, I'm an Errol Spence fan. I'm a Big Fish fan. And this is where we get to separate the men from the boys, and we separate, the cream rises to the top. So I'm expecting a fantastic fight week, and especially a fantastic fight. Shout out to Doomy and getting the membership done. I appreciate you for that, because now everybody can get to join in and do what they have to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited, man. I don't know. I got some little work in last night, so I'm feeling tired, but I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I'm ready to get back at it. What's up to everybody out there in TBV?
What up? Listen, so before we get into what these wins mean for both Errol Spence, the unified WBC IBF welterweight champion, and the WBC, and obviously for Danny, we want to give you some Errol Spence, Danny Garcia date and fight time facts, right? So Danny Garcia and Errol Spence, the date and start time is going to be this Saturday, December 5th. Start time is 9 p.m. Eastern time, even though the fight is going to be on Central time in Dallas, right? So the main pay-per-view card is set to commence at 9 p.m., but the main event ring walks are anticipated for around midnight Eastern, depending on how long the undercards run. All right, so I think we need to talk about that. When Eddie Hearn got back into, but when he got into the U.S. market, it was, we want to change, the time for fight fans. Why do they have to stay up till midnight? Obviously that has not changed with this. This will be a midnight main event ring walk. Does it bother any of you guys? That hasn't changed. Or are you okay because it's tradition?
I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. Would I like to see it earlier? Sure, but I'm cool with it. If it's gonna give me that show feel where we can have an event at a house, or at a bar, or whatever circumstances that you can have a gathering right now, 12 o'clock is good enough time for me. But that's me. It might be different for everybody else. Maybe an older crowd might feel some type of way about it being at 12 o'clock.
Gotta go nappy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Gotta take a nap and then wake up and watch it. But if you're having a party at the house, is everybody gonna be plastered by 12? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
look, 12 o'clock has been kind of like, the hours where we're still kind of up watching these fights, so it's really not a big deal at all, actually. Is it 12 o'clock Central or Eastern? Because
it's gonna be probably 12 o'clock Eastern, so it'd be
okay. 11 Central.
Right.
So,
still kind of late though.
Still kind of late, yeah. But nothing that I think the fans out there are gonna cower away from. Obviously,
it's different if you're in the arena, right? Then you have all the things to keep you going till the fight comes on. But when you at the house and you eating and drinking, or just sitting there talking, and you know what I'm saying, you liable to fall asleep.
Burning time and shit. Now listen, and does the card start at 12 or Danny?
No, I think the card starts at 9, and then by the time they get in the ring, it'll be about 12 o'clock. But here's the thing. Go ahead.
How late were we up, watching the Tyson card?
Right.
I was up pretty late, bro.
So like 1, like, you know what I'm saying, on the East Coast, I know for
Yeah.
sure. So,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
see, that's where I feel like these these music interludes will get, you know what I'm saying, you wake up after maybe a boring fight. You get somebody that comes on that's performing nicely.
Yeah, no, I really loved it. I really loved it. I wish I could get it all the time. I think that if they start adding those musical interludes, you'll probably have to cut the card a little shorter. You know, you probably won't have an undercard. Maybe, you know, you'll probably have the four main bouts. I mean, I don't know how many undercards you could have, or how they would go and set that up. But
well, what you can do is you can have just one artist perform, right? Instead of having 3. So you can say, okay, for this particular card, out here in LA, we're gonna have Chris Brown perform the whole night. So he performing in between bouts to keep the crowd entertained, or to provide the music that the DJ would would play the music in the arena. It would be a live performance feel.
We're gonna have to go talk to these people. But let's reload it back onto this Garcia.
Spence Garcia fight week, man.
Yeah, and Garcia being the first ballot, right? And that's chose to
He's
to ask
already a
that
first
question. Yeah, is he? Yeah, is he?
To me, he's already a first ballot.
I mean, he has fought some pretty good guys that'll give him that. I mean, look, after fighting Spence too. I mean, Danny's fought all the tough guys. I mean, these guys pretty much top 5. They fought, each other, and can make a run for that. First ballot.
He's beaten Olympic gold medalists. He's beaten undefeated fighters. He's beaten good names. He's unified a division. He won a title in another division. Yeah, man, Danny Garcia, man. Danny Swift Garcia.
Danny Swift Garcia.
You don't think he first ballot right now?
No, I'm just, you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to see if I can make my decision based off all the fights he's had, and also trying to point out one major fight in that resume of his that took him over to the top. That said, okay, this guy's a first ballot. I mean, consecutively, you got to say that Danny has fought consistent, good competition, good opposition. I mean, you could go as far as back as freaking Kendall Holt, and you'll see, Eric Morales, Amir Khan, Eric Morales, Amir Khan, Zab Judah,
names,
Lucas Martinez. It's just consistent competition, good opposition that he's fought. Like, it's hard to argue.
That's why I say right now he first ballot Hall of Famer in my books. If I had a pick, I would make him first ballot right now.
So y'all jump right into that, huh? Y'all can't wait for me to come back.
Nah, you took a little long. Party.
Nah, you know what it is?
Went to the Bulldog party.
I was actually thinking and shit. Like I'm pouring the coffee and I'm like, damn. I wonder how long it's gonna be before we get our own little intern like the Breakfast Club and shit. I'm sure Joe Rogan got somebody to bring him coffee. It's like, yo,
I think it's Steve. Steve, right?
7 sugars, man. Give me 7 sugars, light on the cream. Let's go.
Yeah, that's when
two sugars in the cream.
That happened when we all in the same place working, for sure.
Of course, but that's what I'm saying. At least I envision that. Like I'm stirring my own coffee. Like, damn.
Why you imaginarily, do that?
No, because
let me ask you.
Y'all skipped ahead, man. We got a lot.
No,
of
but let me just hit the reload.
We was warming it up for you, man.
Yeah, you're warming up the car. It's getting cold out here in the East Coast,
bro. You ain't gotta ask
explain to us explain to me, right? Because I don't know exactly what the difference is. What's the difference between a first ballot and a second ballot? Is that just simply like you didn't get picked the first time?
Yes.
That's all it is, right?
That means that they inducted you in the first round, like the first.
And do you get asked to be inducted, or do you ask to be inducted?
Not the first round, the first round, but like once your 5-year retirement,
your eligibility comes available,
then you get right in. That's called first ballot.
They have a name of people that they select from, and they select you to be first ballot. Some people are 4th and 5th ballot. They got 4 or 5 rounds to go before they get in.
Yo, why they disrespecting? They said Indongo Postal Jeff Horn, Hall of Fame? Question mark.
Champy. The Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
How about Eric Morales, Amir Khan, Zab Judah? Talk to me. I can't
Hell
hear
yeah,
you.
Eric
Eric
Morales.
Morales?
I don't know about Amir Khan.
I can't hear you.
I don't know about Amir Khan.
He's a gold medalist. What you talking about, bro?
I'm saying, look, I'm
Put some
being,
respect
I'm
on Amir
being
Khan's
fair.
name.
I'm being
And
fair.
let's stay doing that.
I'm being
Maybe
fair.
throw my man Amir to the wayside.
Bear
Bruh.
smut Amir's name, dog.
Bruh, he a 147-pound champ? No, he was only a one-time champ at 140. I don't
This is
remember
true.
him. I don't remember him being a champ.
I gotta
again
give him
at
the dog tag,
47.
man.
And a gold medalist in the for the UK.
I thought
Got
he was
in there with
silver.
Canelo
You
and
sure?
took the.
You sure he wasn't silver?
he took the shit out.
Oh,
didn't he?
you can.
Yo, you sure he wasn't silver? You tripping? I think. We gotta ask
gold.
Coach
He
Minnie.
gave him the gold.
Might be silver. Somebody gonna come through and tell us what it is.
Listen, so
I thought it was gold. I don't feel like
It's
checking.
titanium.
so let me give you some more facts, man, because we went from the start time to
There
the
you go,
ring walk
silver.
time.
Okay.
To now we want to say the TV channel and the live stream, right? So on the U.S. side, obviously for us, we get it Fox pay-per-view. On the U.K. side, you guys got to use Premier Sports. People in the U.S., we can order the fight via Fox Sports PBC on any major cable or satellite provider. So for me, I'll get it right on Xfinity, but it could also be streamed on the Fox app via Apple TV, Roku, Fire Stick. I know a lot of guys that use that, Xboxes and stuff, and PlayStations or any other streaming devices, right? Meanwhile, Premier Sports will be carrying the show for viewers in the UK, and I think you guys pay absolutely nothing, right? Like $10 or some craziness right now. While for us, Spence versus Garcia pay-per-view price is going to be $75. So real quick, guys, now that you know the price and now that you know how to buy it, how are you gonna attempt to purchase it? Which of these ways that they gave you?
Francis.
Just regular pay-per-view over here. You through your cable provider, you can pay for it that way. I'm not sure if Showtime has opened it up yet. I think they have. I have to double check that because let me go. Hear me, Showtime. PBC. Give us an avenue too, but it's just regular pay-per-view. But it's not being promoted like how Triller is. It's not on my black screen when my TV go off. I don't see it on my screensaver, but I have to go look for it if I want to order it for pay-per-view.
Triller.
No, that was dope what they did. Sorry, man. I got to give them credit.
Listen,
so what you're saying? Hold on. So what you're saying? You're ordering it on your cable?
Yeah, the cable provider. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not ordering it on my Xbox or Roku or anything like that. I might be interested in ordering it on an Apple TV just because, I usually watch the stuff on the Apple TV. I don't have to download no app. I think I might have the Fox app on there. So I got a couple of options. You know what? The cable is usually like, and I'm not saying the apps give you bad service, but you're always more secure, I guess, with ordering through the cable if you got it.
Yeah, the feed is not going to
That's just my experience, right?
Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah. So now that you know it's 75, being that those you just paid 50 for good old Mike Tyson and Roy, I mean, do you have no issues turning around and dropping the whole $80 on these guys? Let me see the exact price.
I forgot who mentioned this, right? Ness, about the whole, hey, it's gonna spill over into the, money.
It's
the money budget for the Danny fight.
You can't ask me that. I'm biased.
$74.99 in the US. What's up?
Hey,
Does it bother you? I already said no. I paid for Mike. I'm paying for this. This is what I do. This is what I love. I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, I'm biased because Earl always gonna get my money when he fighting. So, you know what I'm saying?
Asking a hardcore, right?
Yeah.
It's a hardcore thing. I'm definitely.
You. But if you're saying that if I had a problem, I wouldn't have a problem because it's gonna be a competitive fight. So I wouldn't have a problem.
Listen, this is a fight that
for a casual fighter that paid for Roy and this, I'd have no problem if I was a casual because I know it's gonna be competitive.
All right.
Cool,
do me your answer.
No, I'm with it. Definitely will pay for it just because I love boxing first of all, and it's freaking Christmas. It's the Christmas month, man. It's the last month of the year. It's the last time we're gonna get to see either of these fighters. So they're giving us a great bout at the end of the year. I'm gonna throw some of my coin from maybe my Christmas budget if it's that big of a deal, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it.
All right. So as far as where is Spence Garcia taking place, just like Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz, I think this one. Well, I don't know. I don't remember if that one had fans, but this one definitely has fans. This night is going to be staged at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the home of the NFL Dallas Cowboys, and this will allow as many as 11,000 fans to attend under COVID-19 guidelines, something that's been carried out at the Cowboy games so far this season. So this is not new for the Cowboys and for the stadium. This is just new for boxing in terms of, scaling down and being under these COVID rules. But the Cowboys have been doing this, so that for the 11,000 fans that will be in attendance, I mean, I guess they're a little more relieved because, football fans have been going in and out of there, and they've kind of had a little bit of time to get some experience with handling, events, especially big events. But obviously you guys are not attending, but it's cool, right, to be back. 11,000, that's a big number, no?
11,000, yeah.
11,000 is massive.
If you really think about it, just what this is not the Jerry Jones Stadium, right?
Yes,
This is Dallas Stadium.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
in
is.
Arlington, Texas.
So that's 80,000.
Jerry's World, baby.
It's 80,000, no?
Yes.
Yeah, but they scaled it down to 10.
Yeah, so you think about it. What's the eighth of the stadium? You know what I mean? Not even a quarter, but I'm with it. Hey,
6 feet apart.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Listen,
6 feet apart. Yeah, that's about 10,000.
I'm gonna be so I'm gonna be so anxious to hear the real crowd screaming. You know what I'm saying? I want to get back into that normalcy, where you get to hear some of the people screaming and you get to see people moving and people talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? The reactions of the people live. When a good shot lands, I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
All right. So, in terms of, we already know the records and their bios. You kind of went down their resumes, but the full card. Well, I mean, I guess for fact's sake, let's let people know who don't know. Obviously, Errol Spence is born in Long Island. For anybody that didn't know, with those Jamaican background descents. He's 5'9.5" with a 72-inch reach, total of 26 fights, 21 of those big wins coming via KO. Danny obviously being Philly Rican, born in Philadelphia. He's 5'8" with a 68.5-inch reach. So, I guess Thurman would say T-Rex arms, smaller than Spence's for sure. He's got a total of 38 fights to Spence's 26 fights with a record of 36-2, 21 KOs. The undercard is going to be Sebastian Fundora coming off that big win over Nathan Gallimore. He looked really good over Nathan Gallimore. Now he's going to be taking on Jorge Corta, who looked very good. I put Corta. It's Cota. Very good beating up Thomas Lamana, a.k.a. Cornflake, in a 12-round junior middleweight fight. Now, it's a 12-round, so there must be some sort of eliminator or strap or something's happening here. But so far we don't have any notification of it. But you got the return of Julio Ceja, and he's going to be taking on Eduardo Ramirez in a 12-round featherweight fight. So also another championship-level fight that should be announced, some sort of title or something. Josecito Lopez, the return. He's back. Riverside Rocky.
That's going to be a good one.
After his, very exciting one round. People like to believe he beat Thurman up. It was one round in the 7th where he looked very good. But he's going to be taking on Francisco Santana. And Santana, I believe, is coming off of that Jarrett Hurd return loss, right? Well, Jarrett came back after losing to Williams, fought Francisco Santana. Chi Santana is a guy better known for welterweight and even 140. He fought guys like Saddam Ali and others. You know what I mean? So for Josecito, not a bad fight. Santana definitely a veteran. So this is Josecito, obviously the A side, expected to win, but Santana upset-minded for sure. It's a 10-round welterweight fight. So we got Miguel Flores. He's back versus Isaac Avelar. Never heard of Isaac. Junior lightweight fight. Fernando Garcia versus Juan Tapia. Never heard of those featherweights. And we got Frank Martin versus the dreaded to be announced in an 8-round lightweight fight. Never heard of him. Vito Minilecki Jr. Definitely heard of him versus Stephen Pullman. And that's a 6-round welterweight fight. So he's stepping up to 6-rounders now. And we got the return of Burley Brooks. This is the Errol Spence fighter, trained by Derek James. I've watched this guy spar heavyweight, spar Earl. This guy is the goods and will be or should be a champion once he gets there. He's in a 6-round super middleweight fight. So that is your complete Errol Spence and Garcia full undercard. Obviously, the main event is going to be Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia in a 12-round fight for the both straps of Spence, who's got the IBF and the WBC welterweight title. So, I see a lot of people saying that Danny won't be first ballot if he wins. I know you guys kind of touched on it, but agree or disagree?
To be or not to be? That is the question.
I disagree. I think I said already, I think he's already, not to cut you through, he's already first ballot. And if he wins this, he's even more of a first ballot, in my opinion.
Wait. Please explain. Already first ballot? His two biggest wins, in my opinion, are Amir Khan and Lucas Matisse. Lucas Matisse, after Danny, didn't go on to be another time champ. Khan, after Danny, probably won a bunch of, silver straps and diamond straps, but I don't know that he became a welterweight champ after that. I don't know. Are people really are the writers? Because remember, it's the writers that vote you in, right? It's not fighters. It's the writers.
Yeah, but you see, you asked me my opinion. If I was a writer and had a vote, that would be my vote.
Okay.
My vote would be Danny based off his resume, the names on his resume, because I just got to go off of what I see. I can't make up things. I got to go off what I see. And when I looked down at the resume, the piece of paper that said the names that he has fought, big names. The names that everybody know, they recognize, big names. Yes, some of them might have been a little bit past their prime in their career. I can take the argument with that, not a problem. And I might even agree with that. But it's still, the name is still a name, you know what I'm saying? Versus you look at somebody else, you're like, yo, who's that? You're going to have to go Google them to see who that is. But some of the names of Danny's record, you don't have to do that. So that's for me where the difference comes in.
Don't ask me that question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doomy.
Yo, listen. As of right now, if he were to retire right now, I could say he was a ballot. I mean, he was a champion. I think he was unified, right, at 140, and he's just fought consistent opposition. I don't see how the writers wouldn't give it to him. This would just be solidifying it. You know what I mean? With the win, it'd be solidifying it. And even if he lost, he'd still be inducted as a first ballot. He's just done.
Ah, man, y'all tripping. I don't know
he's
that
done
you could
much.
just get
He's done
inducted, bro. But if you don't win, what you've done is be a two-time champ. You unified 140, but you won your strap versus Guerrero and a vacant. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this generation, you have the ability with a win to turn this generation closer to what people like to call, the four horsemen, right? Like, this could be if he could upset Earl, it's like, damn. The combination of Sean Porter, who loses to Thurman but beats Danny, right? Danny, who loses to Sean and Thurman but beats Earl. You got you make your own four horsemen here. But if you don't win, then you wasn't one of those great welterweights. The four horsemen will become Porter, Thurman, Earl, and Crawford. Or mix in Pacquiao. If you lose to Thurman, Porter, and Earl, how you Hall of Fame? And I'm not disrespecting. I'm asking. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, you're breaking it down in that matter, and I just keep going.
Now, if you beat Earl, you went in as a 7-1 underdog versus Amir Khan. They made you catch a cab to the fucking casino. You spun his top, knocked him out to become unified. Then after that, defended those belts. Not vacated, defended them, and took on the beast of the division at the time who just came off the big left hook knockout of Lamont Peterson. And then you go into that fight on a Mayweather-Canelo undercard as an underdog again. They counted you out again. And you knocked his top off, make his eye all crazy. He can't see no more.
Yeah, keep going.
Then you've been downing. Then you on a down. People counting you out. It's over. Oh, he was never big enough. He won a vacant title. They setting him up. He cherry picking and BAM! You knock off Errol Spence when everybody thought he was the top dog. Oh, now you kicking the door first ballot. That's how I look at it.
You know what's so funny about that, like, Danny, and this is why, like, I agree when people say boxing fans are fickle, because, you look at a person like Danny Garcia that's been counted out his entire career and has always rose to the occasion, apart from the 2 times where he stepped up to fight Sean and Keith, and he fell short. And arguably those fights could have went either way.
You can't say always rose to the occasion if the 2 times that he fought elite welterweights, he lost.
A few times, there was a 1 or 2 times that, let me correct that. Thank you. 1 or 2 times he didn't rise to the occasion when he fought against Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. And those fights were close. Arguably, they can go either way in some people's arguments, not everybody's argument. Some would be on one side, some would be on the other side. But there is an argument there, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. He has beat people who they say he's not supposed to beat. Like you said, he's been on undercards, and he has taken over the show in terms of having fight of the night. He's knocked out people that's never been knocked out in their life before. Like, there's a lot of things that, you call him journeyman, whatever you want to call him. If you're doing things that's never been done before, that's pretty special. You know what I mean? And Danny Garcia is by no means a flashy boxer. They call him flat footy, but that left and right hook, and left and right hand, they land with power. So
what you I see the caption says, "I win makes Spence best welterweight." So we haven't talked about that side of the caption, and does it make him the best welterweight? Does it make him better than Terrence Crawford?
But why would it if Danny isn't the first ballot Hall of Famer? That don't make sense.
But according to you, he is right now.
Right. So then Spence beating him only solidifies that should be a first ballot. That's a big win for Spence of all the people that he has fought before, including Sean Porter, who you just beat for the WBC title to be unified, right? Danny's not coming to the table with a title.
But for you, if your argument is Danny is Hall of Fame right now, your argument should be if Earl beats him, he's the #1 welterweight. But let me get to Ed Levine from the IBO. What's going on, Ed? How are you? Good morning.
Ed is here. How are you, Nestor?
We're good, man. How are you?
Who are you working with this morning?
I got Francis in Toronto, Canada, and Alexander in New Jersey.
Hello.
Okay, great.
How's it going?
Everything's been going great. Just we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and very happy about next year.
So I'm assuming you are making your way to the UK, or because isn't the travel ban?
No, actually, what they're doing, Nestor, is it's a bubble, so to speak. The other sanctioning bodies, no one will be there. The fight is under the control of the British Boxing Board of Control. Their chairman will be the supervisor for all the sanctioning bodies, and the officials were designated by part of it is by contract. The contract between the fighters specified 1 British, 1 neutral, 1 from Bulgaria, and 1 from the U.S. So the officials are, and the fight is under the control of the British Boxing Board of Control.
Okay, well, we're talking about, obviously, Anthony Joshua versus Kurbet Pulev that's going to be taking place in the UK, and we're talking with Ed Levine, the president of the IBO. Obviously, AJ having the IBO strap. I thought he would have been in the building. But, Ed, so what is new with the IBO? during this COVID time?
Well,
What's been going on?
It's been very productive. The last month has been planning, and we have some great fights coming up. There's one that I will promise you, Nestor, that someday this week I will call you and give you the first official notice of that. But it's going to rock boxing quite a bit. That we're sanctioning a very big fight. Can't go there yet, but it'll be exciting. The other fighters, Golovkin is defending on at the Hard Rock here in Florida. We also have Joshua Pulev, as you know. We just had a great fight in Italy. We have a new Italian super featherweight champion. Didn't get much play here in the U.S., but it was a really good fight for us. It's our first fight in Italy. Undefeated Michael Magnesi from Italy, who's very talented, knocked out a really tough kid from Switzerland who was only had 2 losses and something like 30 wins. So it was a good weekend this weekend for us.
Good to hear. So how is Florida?
We finally got our first cool day coming tomorrow. The first day that it'll be below. We'll see a temperature below 70 at night. It was 7 months before we saw a temperature below 80 during the day. So it's been a long, hot summer, but it's good now.
So no rain for you today?
No rain today, no rain tomorrow, no rain the day after.
Lucky you, man. I spoke to my brother. Definitely raining where he's at. So we're talking Errol Spence, man. Any fights you're looking forward to other than the ones you've mentioned?
Well, we're working on one that I can tell you about. That we're still looking for an opponent for. Ali Akhmedov is fighting on the undercard of the fight of Golovkin's fight, and he's a very undefeated super middleweight, and we're looking for an opponent for him. Hopefully, he'll be fighting for super middleweight world title. That's what we're working on as we speak, looking for an opponent for that. The big fights are the next 2. That's it. I mean, then nothing else that's huge. That's obviously Joshua and Golovkin. Lorraine is having a non-title fight because of the difficulties of COVID in South Africa. So, also on the 12th.
What happened with the Formella title since he didn't defend it versus Porter? I'm assuming it went vacant. Who's up? Who's in line for that welterweight IBO now?
That's what I can't tell you. That's the part I can't tell you. It'll be announced this week sometime, but that's.
So what? A vacant title shot would be announced, or an elevated champion?
A vacant world title.
Oh, a vacant.
It'll be a fight for the vacant title.
I mean, what countries are the fighters from?
This is great. I love it. You're the best, Nestor.
I mean,
I can't tell you that either. It's like when someone says to me, "Why don't you have any comment?" And then I have to say, "I don't have any comment about why I don't have any comment."
Man. So where do we go? We can't. No welterweight division talk. All right, and Gennady has the 60. Who has the 68 IBO? Because that division just got hot.
That's the one we're working on for Akhmedov. He's a super middle, undefeated, highly ranked. Hopefully that will be on the undercard of Gennady's fight. He's already on the card. We're trying to find an opponent, a suitable opponent, to have him fight for our vacant title. That's on the card.
So last we spoke, you said that your relationship with Dazn, or rather Eddie, was getting slightly better.
Yes, there's no doubt about. I've always gotten along great with Eddie, so it's not a question of getting along with him.
So I'm gonna go on a limb here and say the IBO welterweight title will sanction Josh Kelly versus David Avanesyan.
Can't answer you.
No comment.
Come on,
No comment.
man. What? So what did you come to give us? What are we getting from?
Well, what I
Mr.
came
Ed
to give
Levine?
you is an argument about. What I came to give you is an argument about why this idea that the WBC came up with for a super cruiserweight division is a very good idea.
Oh, wow.
The Bridger way, right?
You like the
Yes,
Bridgerweight
I would
idea.
call it Bridger weight. I call it super cruiserweight. He's on social media. I don't agree with much of what the WBC does, and obviously that's clear. But sometimes they do some good things, and this is one of the very good things that I think is a great idea. And I want to make it clear from the beginning that it's not an idea to add more titles. This is the IBO talking. It's not an idea to add more titles. We still have one world champion per division. We'll always have just one world champion. But it's something that is so needed in the sport that I've been wanting to do for the last 2 or 3 years, but we're not out there with enough prestige to be the one who starts it. But I have said to myself over the years, why isn't anybody doing this? It's so logical, the need for it. Let me give you a little history on this. The last 20 years, this division has changed so dramatically as far as weight. Lennox Lewis, who was our champion, as you know, for 9 fights, his average weight was 248 pounds every time he fought. Vladimir Klitschko, another 6'5", 6'6" fighter, average weight, 21 fights, 244 pounds. Anthony Joshua, his 6 IBO title fight, average weight, 246. Tyson Fury, well, he's off the chart. His last 7 fights, only one of which was for the IBO title, but his last 7 fights, average weight 261 pounds. Now, did you see the Usyk fight against Chisora?
Yeah.
Did you see that fight? I don't know if you did.
Yeah.
Here's the best cruiserweight champion we've had in quite some time. Arguably, he's in that pound-for-pound list. He goes up and fights Chisora, who was 32-9. Was a good heavyweight. He's not a championship heavyweight, but he's a quality heavyweight. Usyk struggled like crazy in that fight against Chisora. Usyk, I think was it a majority decision? I'm not sure of. Going by memory. But one more round goes the other way, I think, and it's a draw. Now you have Usyk, who fought at, I don't remember, he fought let's say, at 220 or something like that. The quality best cruiserweight in the world is going to struggle with these 250-pound fighters.
No,
Secondly, this is something I've been thinking about for years, so it's just right there in my head. You look at the other weight divisions. Years ago, I'm much older than you, obviously. Years ago, there was welterweight, then middleweight. The middleweight, then light heavyweight. Light heavyweight, then heavyweight. Those were the weight divisions. There were 8 divisions. We got all these super divisions in between all those weight classes for a reason. Yeah, the old timers say, there should be only 8 champions, but that's not the case at all. When you had welterweights historically that moved up to middleweight, they didn't do well. You had middleweights that go up to light heavy, they didn't do well. When you had light heavies, you had some of the best light heavyweights try to fight at heavyweight. There was one when I was young that I can't remember his name, but he didn't lose at light heavyweight ever. His only losses during a long time frame, was when he tried to fight a heavyweight. I just can't think of his name offhand. So you needed these interim, and I don't even want to use the word interim. You needed these weights between the other weights for a simple reason that when fighters move up in weight by too much weight, they are at a distinct disadvantage, and rarely are they as successful as they were in their original weight. Now, if you look at some other statistics, I happen to have these, Nestor, because I've been studying this for years. If you had a welter that went to middle, that 13-pound difference was almost a 10% difference. If you had a middle going up to light heavy, that was another 10% difference. Now you want a cruiserweight who's under 200 going up to 250? You can do the math. It's just not safe even, and it's okay. Something that can happen occasionally, and somewhere along the line, some great cruiser will beat perhaps one of the title holders, but it's rare.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ed. For a long time, I've always, took a notice on how big the new age heavyweights are. They're huge. Tyson Fury, massive. Andy Ruiz came in the Anthony Joshua fight, the second one, like 270. So these guys are huge. And like usually, and I was an amateur fighter, and usually when, you go to spar people, you don't want to be sparring anybody over 25 pounds above you, especially if you're going to go do some hard sparring.
Exactly.
I could imagine 50 pounds, a 50-pound advantage. People don't realize how much more power and how that affects the fight. A guy like Deontay Wilder, who has that bomb, that equalizer, in the right hand, could probably be one of the few guys that gets away with being in these heavyweight fights. But you got guys that like Usyk that you just mentioned that are just getting in there, and I don't see him being able to handle any of those top guys that are heavy like that. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you completely. You know how difficult. Anybody who's been a fighter, and I have not been. One of my sons was competed, but just amateur stuff. Anyway, the amount of the difficulty of, first of all, cutting weight to make weight. You have fighters that come in so drained to cut down to the weight. That's one of the other safety things that we've been working on. And then fighters, let's go back to cruiserweights for a second. You have cruiserweights that are having difficulty making 200. So they walk around at 215, 220. But making 200, here's their choice. They keep cutting weight to make that 200. And eventually, particularly as they get older, it gets more and more difficult. So when they get older, let's say late 20s, make that an older. When they can't make the weight, what's their option? To move up to heavyweight? So now you got a guy who's 6'1", 6'2", who's having trouble making 200, and he comes in at 225 or 230, but he's 6'1", 6'2", 225, 230. This super cruiserweight's the perfect division for him.
So in essence, this is like giving longevity to guys that are in those parameters, right?
Correct. That's the secondary benefit for it. But the age of Floyd Patterson and these guys that were 187, 195 pounds, and were heavyweights, that's gone forever. It's we're in the age of heavyweights being 6'4", 6'5", and as you also said, Wilder, he's not a natural 250, but he had the one weapon that you really need, that one knockout punch ability. But he's tall, so at least he's tall and he's big, but he's not. He could probably make cruiser, would be my guess.
So, $1 million question: when is the IBO sanctioning their first Bridgerweight fight?
As soon you see, there's difficulties with it, not just by. The answer is as soon as it's accepted. Assuming the WBC new weight is accepted, we will do it immediately. You have, for example, BoxRec. They don't have a division, that weight division. Then you have to decide what's the weight division going to be. Is it going to be 175 to 200? It'll still be cruiser, and then 200 to 224, 225 super cruiser. Everybody has to agree on the weight classifications. Then you got to move fighters into the new weight. So you're going to start off with nobody's going to be in that weight. Maybe some fighters will declare they're in that weight. So it's not an easy bridge. It's a bridge that can be crossed, but it's not an easy bridge to build overnight. But we will be on it immediately. Immediately, we'll open that division to challengers.
Any fighters in mind?
Not yet. No, not for sure. I know fighters that have difficulty making cruiserweight that we'll approach for sure. So we will go to just another fact that just to add to this, because I know you get it out there. When the BoxRec and we have the only computerized ratings. BoxRec and the IBO. Ours are not quite identical to BoxRec. But the algorithm for both computer programs, when a fighter moves up in weight, he loses points and his ratings go down. When a fighter goes down in weight, he gains points. Now, why is that? Because historically, fighters who step up in weight to fight at a higher weight division that they haven't been fighting at for a long period of time usually are not as good at the higher weight. They can't maintain their strength levels. And fighters who go down in weight usually perform very well because they have the natural strengths and ability of the prior heavier weight that they were fighting at. So we have to find a cruiserweight that when he is re-rated, we have to still look at how high would he be if you stepped him up to, let's say, heavyweight from cruiser, and then sort of cut that in half to see how good of a super cruiser will he be as far as ratings. It's technical, but it's what we do.
All right.
It's all interesting.
No, listen.
It's all very interesting.
I'm not a fan of the bridgerweight, but I understand that not everyone can make it. But my thing is like, man, look, man, a guy like Usyk should have just kept making weight. You know, like if you can't go.
Yeah,
up,
I mean, he is. You can't knock his skills. I mean, you can't say anything about it.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
No, I know, of course you can.
I'm just saying.
You really know fighters better than I do in terms of their skills. Yeah, I mean, so he's a natural. You know, he could be the next the first super cruiser champion, and he could become phenomenal at that weight because that's where he belongs. At 220, 215, 225, and fighting other guys the same weight. That's what and for safety reasons. Look.
Well, Joyce just won over the weekend, so hopefully they make Joyce Usyk before they ship Usyk up to AJ, because I think he needs another fight at heavyweight just to make sure. You know, AJ's a big puncher. You know, you don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing that factors in on this, Nestor, you realize, fighters have a very short career. Fighters can tell you this. And that one big money fight means a lot. You know, if you can even take a fight that most champions, as I've known them, think they can beat anybody. That's why they're champions. They believe in themselves. But sometime in the back of their mind, if they've been making a certain amount of money, and they can step up and make a mega fight that they can make more money in that one fight than all their other fights combined sometime, they'll go for that. And it's understandable. So that comes into play as well, particularly with if you can get a fight with one of the heavyweight champions, you're going to make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
No, a guy that comes to mind for this bridgerweight is Stephen Cunningham.
Yeah, there you go.
He was one of the guys
that
come up with that. Was victim to.
Question.
Well, I'm not going to say victim, but he was he went up against Tyson Fury in that fight, and he was definitely
He always performed very well. He always performed very well. You could see his talent, and he could take a punch, and but he was fighting over his head. I can't think of that one light heavyweight years ago when I was young. So you guys weren't even born yet. that was a phenomenal light heavyweight. I'll try to look it up when we hang up. Anytime he step up to heavyweight to fight a heavyweight champion or top quality heavyweight, he would lose. But other than that, he never lost. He didn't lose at light heavyweight. He was just that good. Or Archie Moore, going back way back, you know. That's way back, way before my time. But he was a phenomenal light heavyweight. But he could not fight at heavyweight.
Yeah, and those are the type of guys that got good talent, man. And it would make, you know. And I'm with it. I'm with the Bridgerweight. Ness is a little, you know, I guess, worried that it'll get complicated with the, you know, the belts and all that other stuff that they
oh yeah, well, you know, that's my biggest argument. You know, if that was coming from another sanctioning body, if we were prominent enough to do it, we would have done it, because no one could say, "Oh, you're just making another title." Well, wait a second. We don't do that. That's our history. We will not do that. Have never done it, nor will we do it. But we're kept out of the top big four, so to speak, because of the crazy multiplicity of belts. As if we're the ones to blame. Oh no, we don't want the IBO because there's too many belts. Well, hey guys, count. You could probably take 2 or 3 divisions from one of those sanctioning bodies, and they have more titles than all of our titles combined with one. So we're not the cause of that, and that's why we couldn't. We would be nailed to the wall if we're the one that started. Oh, there they go, the IBO coming in to make another another title, just what we need, another title. And then you worry about. Yeah, listen, it might be that the Super Cruiser will have, instead of just 4 or 5 more title holders, it could have 20 more title holders because of the overkill on titles. So I understand that. I understand the fans are fed up with it, and rightfully so, by the way.
Well, Ed, I want to thank you, obviously, for always coming on and talking a little boxing, man. Obviously, keep staying safe with during these times. And we
you
look
too,
forward,
Nestor.
We look forward to seeing which welterweight gets that vacant, and when do we see this Bridgerweight IBO title out there?
Sooner the better, Nestor.
Let's go.
Sooner the better. And thank you. I enjoyed very much speaking to you, and I will, as soon as we announce that, I'll make sure you're the first one called.
Thank you, brother. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Stay well.
Likewise. Ed Levine of the IBO, president, and looks like the WBC has started the Bridgerweight division, and other sanctioning bodies are going to follow suit, and, rightfully so. It is what it is, man. WBC is one of the big boys. But, for Ed, I'm just like, if this is something you've been thinking about, the way that he said, like, this is exactly why I push him to go to the conventions. Like, politics are politics because you make it. Like, if you show up, Mauricio's going to talk to you. He's going to treat you right, man. So, he could have been showing up and backing the guy that we, escapes me his name now. Remember the guy that we interviewed that started this? Because he's the one that started this. He's no longer getting credit.
And real quick, for everyone that was on the chat room that might have noticed something different.
They got to go to desktop. That's what it is, bro. It's not on the phone
No, it's not. It's not desktop. Thanks. Shout out to LV Slugger earlier. I forgot to mention to Ness that we've been posting this on the chat, and it is that if you want to become a member through your mobile, click on the super chat button, and once you do that, it will give you access to the join button, and you can join through your mobile in that matter. Remember, if you want to join the Boxing Voice memberships, you got to press the super chat button, and then you will have access to the join button, and you'll have, access to the chat room on whatever episode when we decide to go members only live chat, and that is under the discretion of the Boxing Voice.
Now, that's going to be often, man. That's going to be often because we going Joe Rogan style, man. You can't just be in the chat talking crazy no more. I've been dying for this, so, That's like, you can still listen to the show absolutely free, but the chat is just totally different, No longer do I have to see people and their stupid usernames talking about, Danny Cherry Garcia, and that's just your username, or Deontay Dent Wilder. Nah, dog. And if I'm gonna see that, you paying for me to see it. It's just that simple. You don't like it, oh well.
Yeah, and you're gonna get a whole bunch of obviously extra perks on the chat if you're a member. Your name will be highlighted, and you will have a loyalty badge next to your name, that'll state how long you've been a member, and you'll have access to some of the things that you will see written already on the explanation of the perks and content that you'll be getting per tier. So just hit that super chat button. And then, and then go ahead and see if that join button is accessible.
Real since day one is saying that doesn't work. So Doomy, maybe you need to log out of your account and.
LV Slugger recommended this again. He, we're helping each other through the community.
I seen him. He just said it again on the chat.
And this might work on different devices across the board. One thing is for sure that if you do want to become a member, you have access to the join button automatically without anything to do on the desktop. If you're on your desktop, the join button is right next to the subscribe button and the bell. So if you're on your desktop, you can go ahead and become a member now. If not, you can try the advice of one of our members and of the community. LV Slugger says that you can click on the super chat button and that it would give you access to the join button. So, this is we're going to do this as a community. We're transitioning. And if you have any questions, just, leave them in the comment section. We do have a video out explaining memberships. So if you're on the Boxing Voice playlist or anywhere on the video uploads in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, you'll see the video of me explaining what you can do to have access to the memberships.
Let's go to the callers, man. Remember, we want to ask you guys evaluating the win for each gentleman. What does the win mean for Danny Garcia? You may not think it means he's first ballot, but what do you think a win over Earl means for the career of Garcia? And what does a win over Garcia for Earl mean in his career? Does it make him the number one welterweight? You may not think it makes him the number one welterweight, but what does it mean for Earl if he beats Danny Garcia? Any final thoughts, Doomy?
Nah, you know what? I was stating from the rip, man, that I think Danny Garcia would be a first ballot. Even if he retired now, I think that he's done enough, not only in the business side of boxing, but also in boxing period. He's fought consistent opposition, good opposition. He's had his little trips over here and there. Mauricio Herrera was one of them, but Mauricio Herrera was a hell of a fighter in his own right, and he has his own, stars that he could brag about. And if he beats Spence, definitely first ballot. And obviously, if Spence wins, he could claim that he's the best welterweight because he's beat two top 5 guys. Porter, and if he gets through Danny, that would be a 2.
I mean, Brooke at the time was number 1 welterweight. Considered, if not Thurman, I had Thurman number 1, especially after Brooke moved up to lose. But let's go out to the phone lines. Let's talk to the boxing fans. Once again, the number to call in, 14255-695-5241. Press 1. One-time voice. Your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Real quick, before we go to the phone lines and the people, we want to quickly run down our sponsors. Big shout out to Brian Custer.
Brian Custer of Last Stand Podcast. Shout out to Brian Custer of Last Stand Podcast. Thank you very much for being a long-standing supporter of our board. Well, this is your first one, and hopefully you'll be a next one. Because we know we got El Camino Electrical supporting all our Border Wars events for 2021 and for this Border Wars 9 event December 5th. So shout out to Last Time Podcast, Brian Custer. Shout out to El Camino. Also shout out to War Tape. War Tape is going to be stepping up, and they're going to be doing their best to make sure that they make our fighters' hands secure and looking pretty good before they put them inside them gloves. Also shout out to Agent Clark. Protect yourself at all time. Agent Clark is going to be sponsoring our Border Wars event. All fighters are going to have 16-ounce headgear. 16-ounce gloves and headgear to make sure they're safe and perform at their best. Also, shout out to Big Rig Trucking Agency, Big Rig Trucking Insurance Agency. Go ahead and check out Big Rig Trucking Agency. All the truckers out there, they might have rates for you. Also, wirelessbudshop.com. Wirelessbudshop.com. Right now is the time of the year where you go out and get some gifts for your loved ones. And you know what? They got a 50% off code that they rocking with right now, and if you tell them that you came from TBV, they might be able to add 15% on top of it. So listen, go ahead and check out wirelessbudshop.com. Shout out to No Label Sports Management, Spencer Fearon and Rob Stanley. Shout out to No Label Sports Management. They do management for boxers and soccer players, aka football players in the UK and Europe. Shout out to them. Also, we want to shout out Kendall Holt, HoltBoxing.com, Holt.boxing.glove on IG. Shout out to Kendall Holt. He's going to be sponsoring our event, Sleek Boxing Gloves. You got to check him out. Shout out to Xavier Miller, the coach of one Dylan White. He hooked us up with Bravos.com. They sent the nice gold and white Alpha Line headgear and 16-ounce gloves for all our Border Wars participants. Shout out to Undisputed Boxing Gear, Coach Rivera. Shout out to the whole Coach Rivera team. They're also sponsoring our event. Man, Marlon So Icy. Shout out to Marlon So Icy. Shout out to Austin No Doubt Trout. You know what I'm saying? For coming through with the apparel, making sure that our Border Wars participants are decked out and looking their best. Anybody I'm missing? That seemed like it to me.
Yo, you missing Justin Biggs.
Let him know.
How about y'all just
What
chill
you
chizzy
mean?
and you hit the bell, because we got to hit the bell for my man Vincent Macri, who is welcome him to the prospect level. That's right. Shout out to you, Vincent, for helping out, supporting the channel. And wait a minute, we got another prospect in the building.
The Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood. Welcome, and thank you for the support, man. Look at my man's in the. You see.
Thanks, Ness. He's officially poor.
Who?
The Brotherhood.
What do you mean he officially poor?
You say he's officially poor.
Wow.
He's breaking his pockets.
It costs like $2.99 for that, right? Let me see. Let me see what status he joined under, man. I'll tell you, because there's some champs out there. Shout out to Jordan Baker, pound for pound champ. Izzy is a champ. You know what I'm saying?
Baker.
Let's see. Okay.
Oh, Rico Shaw coming through.
Who's Rico Shaw? A new one?
Yeah, man. He on the prospect level. Chill.
Shit.
Give the man his respect.
Oh, shit. He's swinging. Oh, look. We got Vincent
Another
Mack.
one, too.
Ain't Vincent Mack Big Mac?
Yeah, we mentioned him. Easy Boy 88 Sonny. Welcome to the Contender.
Oh.
My boy said,
Ronald is killing Ness right now.
Who?
Ronald quickly.
Wow,
Ness
what'd I
breaking
do?
mofos. It's Christmas.
Yo, bruh. Listen, you think I want to lose another co-host? Let's be real. Do y'all want to go through that shit again? How long we been doing that shit, man? We trying to keep these guys. Let's be real, man. None of y'all
here
wanna,
like little engine that could.
none of y'all want to lose these guys, man. Y'all all love this morning show.
Easy,
and,
chill with all that, bro. US all day. Get out of here. Go sit down somewhere.
Yo, so we got Justin Big Time Biggs. He's got his own promotional company, and it's called Big Time Promotions, man. And
you didn't tell me that though, so I should put him on the list. Yeah.
I told you. I mean, you know what it is. You told me you was gonna turn up, and you actually been falling asleep, because that was yours. You know, I closed your deal. That was your.
But
I closed.
You
your
didn't tell
deal.
me. I can. What am I? Miss Cleo, no, I'm gonna read your mind and tell you when you close the deal. You gotta tell me so I can add it. You know I'm in charge of the list, bro. You come with the information. Who has sent you money that you didn't tell me about yet?
I love it that you just put your ass out there. Check your messages. I texted you yesterday.
Okay, beautiful. We went to a workout and stuff like that. So I hear you.
No, yesterday
it's
early.
okay if you come back. Though. Make sure you close the deal.
I'm about to show you the time.
I'm
about to show you the time. Anyway, let's get to the phone lines, man. This guy right here, yo, he mad. He got caught slipping, man. He blaming everything on the workout session. We going out to J Mac. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go. I'm ready. That's right. We ready, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. Shout out to El Camino again. Day one. Let's go.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
All right. So I want to go ahead and screen share this, man. I'm trying to get this dude on the show. Been trying to. So it just is way better that, you know, he decided to sponsor our event so we can simultaneously promote his event. Because I think that what he's doing here is actually remarkable, man. Justin Biggs is, trained by Joel Judah, the father of Zab Judah. And he's putting on a co-promotion, man, with Main Events. We haven't even heard Main Events really doing much of anything in a while. And Justin is from that Brooklyn area. You guys might know him as the Brooklyn Torch. You know, he's going to be fighting on this card as well as promoting this card, and he's promoting Evan Holyfield. So I thought that was pretty big, man. And he's got a lot of decent fighters on here. This is the girl I was telling you about yesterday, and I believe it's his little sister. Where is her name?
Real quick, let me just shout out John Feliciano, who is a prospect.
Yeah,
welcome.
Let's go. That's John in Michigan. That's John in Michigan. Let me see if this is it. Oh, man, I should have known this. Oh, this is it right here. Ada with Love. So this is his sister. She's on the card as well. And Evan Holyfield is on the card. I mean, it's a huge card, right? So let me go back to that anyway so that you can see. That ain't work? Come on, let's go.
Ain't work.
Here we go. And gotta go back some more. All right, so we go here, and then we're going to even that up for you. Bang, bang. And now, look, so they got Evan on it. And then a bunch of people.
Yes.
I got the bout sheet. It's coming to me. But it's like a 20-fight card, man. So it's happening December 12th. It's the following week. It's featuring the son of a legend, Evander Holyfield. It's got Puerto Rican star Lefty Guns. I mean, it's just got a ton of people on this card. And it's going to be some local boxing. And again, I'm shouting him out. Look at King Amin, man. King Amin is the purest of the pure when it comes to boxing heads. Look at him. He already been like it. He already knows about it. And that's what I like to see.
Space Predator, welcome to the champ level.
That's what I
you
like
got my
to
man
see.
Dempsey, 81-85. That's right. He a contender.
Let's go, champ.
Cheers.
Let me get here to... and please make suggestions in terms of what kind of emojis and stuff y'all want. Let Doomy know so we could get Jemmy the Beast on it and get that going. All right, so we're going out to, it was going to be J-Mac, but then, Super Max jumped in to cut the line on him, so.
Oloki, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingVoice.com.
Super.
Yo, good morning. What up, fellas?
What up?
Morning, champ.
Yo, another beautiful day. Stay on the road. Out here for fight week. It's a big fight week for everybody. Hey, man, I don't know. It's hard to say that Danny's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think there can be a small argument to be made for that. Not a great one, just depending on who the voters are. But I'll say this about this week for Errol Spence. Danny Garcia tends to fight better and perform better when he's the underdog. That's the big worry for this week. He's the underdog coming into this fight. He was the underdog against Amir Khan, the underdog against Matisse. Now, he was the favorite over Porter and fights like Herrera and didn't perform well. That was a close decision loss. Then you had the Thurman fight, which was, not Thurman kind of gave away the last few rounds. So I don't know. It's hard to say with Errol, coming back from the car injury. But I think if Danny does win, this puts him guaranteed over the top, first ballot Hall of Fame. But I think there's a small argument to be made, and We'll see how it goes.
All
Yo,
right.
and go submit your questions for my Unguarded. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern time today. Get those questions in. It's gonna be the best interview of the series. That's my call.
Let's go out to your coach.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Derek.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. You want to bet? You bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mac attack.
Hey, shout out to Supermax. We'll be finishing it off come Wednesday. Very inspired. Me and my brother had a great conversation. We teamed up and had a great conversation. Put our knowledge together with him in our last Skype meeting. For his the Danny Garcia argument, I've been against it, but after sitting up there thinking about it, he have a legitimate argument, and I wouldn't even hate on Danny because I do remember Danny being an underdog in a lot of fights, and I thought Lucas Matisse was going to cream him when they fought, and I thought he was biting off more than he could chew, but again, he proved me wrong. For Spence winning and legitimizing being a best welterweight, I don't know so, because Danny has been into a division already where he dominated one. Crawford has done the same thing as well. I got to add him in there, you know. Spence can't say he has beat every top welterweight. They got champions running around here that he needs to get clean out, and it's not his fault that he has more champions that he needs to clean the division out with. But I would say I can't give him that.
Cut it.
He said, I can't give you that.
He got 2 boomerangs. Remember, White Boy and Supermax.
Super.
We going to the coach.
Killer combo.
Who doesn't like to say or give answers on topics like this. Wrong coach.
I am the unified heavyweight champion of the world.
I know you're booing me because I whipped the fighter's ass, but you know, that's boxing.
On this side of the pond, we're serious, do you know what I mean? UK, Great Britain boxing is on the map.
Oh God, I feel terrible. I feel terrible that I'm living in your red rent free.
Yo, what up, TBV? How you guys doing?
What up, coach?
Vamos, campeón.
Yo, no, you're right. You're right, Ness. You know, there's some topics where, you know, I'm no coach no more. I'm like a politician, man. So you can call me prime minister or coach, man. It's up to you, man. But I don't know, man. Like, if Danny wins, that's good. That's a great win. I've been telling you that before. As far as like Hall of Fame, pound for pound list and all that. Like I said, that's not really my kind of thing. I'll just respect him a lot. I already respect him. I don't like his win over Khan, but I have to respect that. And I like what he did whenever he was an underdog, like you guys are saying. I just think that, you know, on Saturday, it's another situation like that. It's a tall order. I got Spence winning, but if Danny proves me wrong, then, you know, like, respects to him, and you can't really hate him. And I heard like a few things about backstories and where he comes from, like on a back chat, and I like those kind of things, right? So, you know, all respect to Danny.
Hey, what you mean? What kind of stories, man?
I mean, like,
come
you know,
from the mud. He get hit from the mud.
Growing up, and like, you know, I heard like, you know, at some point, like, he didn't even he wasn't able to attend school because like Pops was in prison, Mom didn't have like the money to just like pay for the bus fare and all that. You know, people that come from the dirt and just make it all the way to the top, I respect and appreciate those people. And so yeah, man, you know, I like those stories, and when they win, I'm happy, you know. So if he does win, I would be happy, but you know, like, logically I am rooting for Spence because I believe Spence has a bit too much for him in the ring. But
you know that's Doomy on a trigger finger, man.
Coach,
he's on the trigger
Danny
finger.
loses, are you still gonna put him in the first ballot?
Trying to cut me off.
I don't know about no first ballot and nothing. Like, I'm not there to just like vote and all that. Like, you know, I'll put him on a Hall of Fame.
Man,
that's
in
cool.
your
like,
opinion, is he first ballot if he gets this win, man? You picking against him, so obviously you got to value this win high.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with that. I won't be upset. I'm all good. No problem. I'll put him there for the first ballot. But one thing I wanted to say very quickly, that interview from Levine, man, like, I was surprised, man. He started talking like a promoter in the first place. Like, he was talking like, "Oh, we got fighters. I've got a fighter fighting next week or last week." You didn't hear too much of it. I thought, like, what? Are you a promoter? Or you just like, it was a bit strange.
Hey,
I know
man,
they all
you know,
do
you
that.
know it's the fighters.
They don't advertise it like that.
I mean, listen, he giving you the real.
Yeah, I mean that's it. But he is also telling you that in his opinion, there's like some fight where he has his top guy. I can't remember the name he mentioned at 168, but he said, "Oh, that's my guy," and then we're looking for an opponent for him. So that's not a fair fight. We already know they're looking for
listen.
for someone in there. Like,
they looking for someone.
If a promoter.
They looking for someone that wants to get in there with them for a belt. That's all. They looking for someone that wants to get in there for a belt.
Yeah, if a promoter tells me that, I'm cool. I understand that's what they're doing, but not like a governing body, man. I was like, whoa, okay, that's all good. But he did speak, properly when he talked about.
How is that different from the WBC saying that they approving Yeardom and Canelo? Ain't that the same?
Yeah, but they don't do it that way. That's what I told you. I understand what he was saying, and I know that that's how it happens. But they don't just promote it. They don't just like come out like this and just talk clearly like that, like in front of everyone, because that's not supposed to be their role, right? So, but anyway, what I like though is what he said. He's like, he likes the super cruiserweight division, but he's smart enough to understand that that division will only be attractive to the guys that cannot get in the ring with the top names, because it's all about business, man. If I can make like a 20 million fight, why would I go in a super cruiserweight division when I can't make that kind of bread?
Yeah.
And so and that's
bro,
gonna
that's
be
gonna be
there's
gonna be another cruiserweight division where nobody wants to see it, man. Like,
yeah, but you just need to have like a big name. If one of the big name decides that that's where they want to go, then there's going to be a shine. But I don't see one of the big name decided to do that, because for them, they're saying, I'm top of the hill. Why would I go into something that is not as shiny and all that? So it's going to be very difficult for that division, man, to gain popularity. It makes sense in terms of the weight and all that, but I don't see it working, man.
All right,
That's
midday. We going out to Seattle, Washington zone.
Own
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen, get the sharpest knife, and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
PBC.
Yo, dude, hear me with that soundbite, man.
Well, let's go, champ.
The best part of waking up.
It's TBV in your cup. We're talking about Danny Garcia. I don't know why this dude's getting so much clout, but it is what it is. I think it'll be a good fight. Everybody's saying he has power. I want to see it. I mean, if he has power, shouldn't he have knocked out Sean Porter, Keith Thurman? Because Swerol kind of knocked down Sean Porter. But giving him the first ballot, if he wins, no, I don't think he's gonna win. He'll give a good fight though, like he usually does. I think he'll load up, not really give off that power shot. He'll probably get like 2 good punches in each round. That's it. That's my call.
All right, we going out to Izzy in Oklahoma.
Hey, good morning. Am I your first champ?
You the champ.
First
Yo,
champ.
Jordan actually got you. Izzy.
Jordan was there yesterday.
You number 2, champ.
I wasn't on the show yesterday. That's not fair. All right, hey. I don't really care about the first ballot Hall of Fame. I'm kind of with Mitty. I'll keep it political. I just don't care. I'm more interested in what happens Saturday. That whole future. You got to wait 5 years without fight. It just doesn't affect me. But I still got him. I still got Danny in 7. Week following, I got Pulev in 3. So
Somebody gonna have to put that parlay, man. Yo, as a parlay, even if you put $2, that shit probably is a huge bet, even as a parlay, man. Let's see what we got. We got JT in New Orleans. Are you available?
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Hey, Doomy, they making a weight class for you, bro.
Oh.
Yo, man, y'all gotta help me lose weight, man.
Hey, look,
I'm in my all-time high right now.
Hey, you might get Wilder in there. Wilder might call you out. Nah, I'm just playing. But Danny Garcia and Errol Spence, I got Errol for the fight. But like Coach Mitty said, I was watching some of the shows, and something like stood out to me. Like even Daddy and them, like they got it through the mud. Like his daddy had broke down and started crying because he was talking about he was picking up trash for like a $5 job. Got emotional about it. I like stuff like that. So even if Danny wins and he upsets Errol, I respect Danny. I respect Danny since that Lucas Matisse fight. I was shocked because I thought Lucas Matisse was gonna beat him. But Danny is a good fighter, man, and it's a good name on both records. If Errol beats him, you up Errol. If Danny beats him, I won't be surprised because I still label Danny as one of the best welterweights in the fight. But it's a good fight. I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward. Can't wait to see it happen.
All right. We going out to Juan in the BX. Are you available?
Is that Juan in the BX?
Yo, ¿qué pasa, mi gente?
What up?
Just
¿Qué pasa,
throwing a little shout out there. Yo, Doomy, I got on because you on there, bro. Just wanted to hear that Puerto Rico song one time. But I'm out, man. I don't even know what's the topic. I'm working.
All right.
You safe, though, fellas.
Puerto Rican? What you mean?
Oh, yeah. Danny Garcia is going to destroy the Colo. I forgot about that. He's going to kick this guy's culo real quick. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm a Spence fan, too, so I don't know. That's going to be a tough fight. But I'm definitely not going to blame it on no accident if he loses because he's ready. Danny's been ready, so let's see if they give us a 50-50 fight like we all expect. Some people saying it's 70-30, but I still seen this shit 50-50 before the accident. Because Danny did give Thurman hell. That's why he was running and gave those rounds away that he supposedly gave. He didn't want to get knocked out at the end, getting tired. Same thing with Sean Porter. So he's going to give us another great fight with Spence. And anyway, Porter also gave him hell, and everybody thought he was going to decimate him.
The question is, can he do enough to get the win, man?
There's nothing in the sponge for Izzy. He ain't got nothing in there. Where the team at? Oh, he got J-Mac giving excellent instructions over there to Keem the Dream.
Your winner by unanimous decisions is Keem the Dream
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, Keem.
Yo.
Keem, what up?
What up? Good morning. What you laughing at, Doomy?
Yeah, your intros is Hall of Famers on here.
Oh, man. I got some greats on there, right? Shout out to Doomy, man. Jeez. But nah, yo, man, y'all know I'm a big Danny fan. I got Danny in the Spence fight. Hard for me to say if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. You just go down his resume over his career. I mean, he's got so many names on there. He's fought a lot of people, man. But
wait a minute, man. Your Puerto Rican bias, I got to get this clear answer, man. Without the win, you think he's first ballot Hall of Fame, or he needs the win to be first ballot?
No, with or without the win, I don't know if he's first ballot. I said that's tough.
Whoa.
Man. First ballot gets, it's not that I wouldn't vote for him. I'm just saying, would he actually get it? I don't know, man. You know how they are, man.
But brother,
can voting.
No. Can you tell me another dude that would have been the underdog in 3 big fights and pulled it off?
I don't have the slack. Come on, man. That's a crazy question in the first place, bro.
No, because there's not many that can do it.
I didn't even pay attention to betting until like the last year, bro. I don't bet, so I couldn't tell you who was an underdog in most fights back in. Like, I don't know, but yeah, it's just that first ballot is difficult, man. They usually hold the first ballots for like the top of the top is what it's supposed to be, But that's the only reason I say I don't know. He's got a great resume. If he beats Spence, that's huge. He definitely deserves to be pound for pound list. And yeah, I got Danny as a great. I think he's a Hall of Famer. It's just the first ballot. That's what makes it, that's what makes it a little different. It's like, I don't know, man. That makes it harder. But I think he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Cut it. I wonder, is the conversation, what if they fought to a draw? Is that a worthy what happens if it's a draw? A legit draw. You're muted, right?
Draw. Call me mute face.
Yeah.
Yo, does that mean that Errol automatically
No,
like you would have to give them both credit, right?
He keeps his titles, but I mean, if it's a draw that requires a rematch, whoa.
Is there a rematch clause in there?
No rematch clause.
So, man, they would have to fight over.
But when I say that requires a rematch, I mean the fans.
By the people, right?
Like, damn, that was so tight. They need.
Wait, Ness. We missed another membership join today. NHD, welcome to the prospect level.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. I screen shared that one, man, just in case we didn't get to say it on the live show. I definitely let him know that we noticed that. We're going out to King Amin of Essex. What up?
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Top of the morning, TBV family. What's good, y'all?
What up?
What's up?
We on top, champ.
Yo, not only listen, I'm excited from all angles. I got 2 kids in homeschool. I got the little one home. I'm working. The wife's working, and I got TBV on. So this is a good morning for me. Shout out to Holy Grail, because once I get a break, I'm a break. But you know something? You question. I see it, baby. Listen, Danny Garcia. For what he did at 140 alone, yes, he's a Hall of Famer. If we talking about chocolatitos on the pound for pound, like, come on, man. Danny Garcia, for what he did alone at 140, is Hall of Famer. Because I'm sure somebody try to squeeze Amir Khan. What Manchester Mario? Because I'm sure Amir Khan will get squeezed into the Hall of Fame somehow, so Danny can't go without it. That said, I went back and watched, I forgot whose interview. Everybody keeps saying how hard Danny hit. And then I'm thinking in the context of this Mike and Roy thing, I'm like, yo, them hard punches for somebody that came out of a car, because Roy talking about he's still hurting, right? I'm thinking for somebody that came out of a car accident, getting hit by a little Puerto Rican dude, man, yo, if the fight's a draw, Danny's resume is better than Bud's at 147. If Danny gets a draw, I'll say that right now. I don't care if y'all talk shit about me or not. If Danny fights Spence to a draw, his resume is better than Bud at 147. Stamp it.
Cut it.
It has begun.
Yeah.
The butters shall come forth.
We're going to Brooklyn.
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your.
Hey, yo. I need y'all to, y'all hear me? Yo, give me an extra 15 seconds. Y'all gonna walk me. All right. Just imagine there's a dude on here called Jones Chocolate, right? And he fell out of a hot air balloon 40 feet. And 10 months later, he had to fight Ness at Board Awards for 2 belts, right? Check it. Ness, if you he got fake screw teeth in his mouth. If you knock him out, bloody him up in Border Wars, right? Where the credit? You know what I mean? Where's the credit? I'm telling y'all right now, I am torn because if Danny win, it's great for him. But if Errol win, if Danny win, we're not getting that Bud versus Errol. You know what I'm saying? So this week for this fight, I'm torn. I'm not picking no one. Now I'm going to screenshot it, y'all. Like I said, if you fought Jones Chocolate and you beat him bloody and all that, do you get the credit, Ness, in Border Wars? No, you don't. So where's the credit?
What you mean?
It's damned if you do, damned if you
Why
don't,
not?
y'all. You ain't getting no credit.
Why ain't getting credit? Just because he got screwed in teeth?
No, he ain't getting credit because if Danny, all right, listen, real quick. If Danny knock out Errol in 4 rounds, right, all they gonna say, yo, he beat up a dude that was in the car that flipped 20 times. If Errol knock out Danny in 7 rounds, they gonna say Danny was a bum. Come on, man, it ain't no credit.
Oh, okay.
I'm not betting that fight. I bet all that other shit, but I'm not betting this fight. For real, for real. Now I'm screenshotting. I'm not betting.
Earl gets more credit than Danny if he wins. And Danny, you know, obviously he'll get his credit too if he wins, but not as much as Earl would. And if Danny loses, they'll drag him through the mud a little worse than Earl would if he lost. I get it.
Brandon, and I don't think Brandon from Cincinnati. Another Brandon. There might be a different name in the YouTube chat, man. He thinks Doomy's ignoring him about the questions on Patreon versus memberships. We're going to be doing a show on it today specifically about
Who was that, Ness?
I don't know what his name could be on YouTube, but on Patreon it's Brandon.
Oh, Brandon, that's PBC, right?
No, Mr. PBC is Dom.
Dom, right? There's only one. All right, real quick super chat. Candy Slim 501 says, "What happens if DSG gets stopped in 9? Like I think." Shit, what happens, man?
What happens?
Errol Spence
Earl
stops
gets
him.
that credit for stopping him,
Yeah.
especially stopping him. No one's ever stopped Danny. I mean, we would have to give Earl massive credit for that. Danny's been in with punchers, Thurman, Porter, Lucas. You know, that would be massive if you stop Danny. That being said, we got a counter punch from JT.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe King Bond's still on this, man. Errol accepted the fight. If he was hurt real bad, I don't think the fight will be being made. Right now, he'll still be on recovery right now. If he wasn't confident in this fight, he'd be taking the tune-up. I watched a little video. He confirmed it. He still wanted to fight. His dad checked him. His trainer checked him. But King Bond said the car flipped 20 times. The car didn't flip with him 20 times. He got ejected from the car. So maybe the car flipped maybe once or twice, and he got out the way when them other 19, 17 times it flipped. So, I mean, I'm not being sarcastic about it, but if the car flipped with him in there, I don't think he wouldn't even be.
Cut it.
Going out to Decatur, Georgia.
Get your ass in the ring and
Ain't no
swing,
hard
man.
button. Boxing motherfucker like this.
BoxingVoice.com. Hey, Daddy.
Boxing thinking man's game.
This a dollar beat.
Skill. Up here. You gotta be out thinking motherfucker. That's what
BoxingVoice.com.
TBV, what's happening in the morning, man?
What's up?
What up?
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody spoke. That's the shit I'm talking about, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all about yesterday. I called in late, you dig? But shout out to y'all for doing your thing as usual. Now, as far as this whole Danny and Earl shouting, look, once the papers get signed, it ain't shit else to talk about except, you know what I say, get your ass in the ring and swing. So, therefore, anybody who ain't digging the shot, we gonna have to take it what it is. We gonna have to see what Earl got. We gonna have to see is Danny gonna not wait on people and be a counter puncher and go ahead and attack like a fucking lion. You understand me? He know Earl hurt. And if Danny thinking like I'm thinking, bro, go in there and take this man out. Now I'm gonna be 100. I ain't picking, but I got more. It seemed like Danny. I'm gonna go a little bit more with Danny. Only because Earl been in the car accident, yes, and because I haven't seen him fight since. I don't care about his sparring. So shout out to them too. Let's make it a great fight week. Let's make it a great fight day. And shout out to everybody, man. You know I'm out this thing. Baldy, I'm out.
All right. Let's see here who we got looking like L to the V, because he's slugging. What's going on?
TTV, what up? What up?
Good morning.
Yeah, man. Danny for sure a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's a Hall of Famer, but I'm not sure about the first ballot. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be real. I know all of us not like this, but you gonna have your fans. Let's gonna look at this fight. If Danny win, you know what I'm saying? They gonna look at Errol in the car crash. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have your fans that's gonna do that. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we just get a good fight. You know, before the wreck, I had about a 65-35 fight leaning towards Errol, but now it's probably about a 50-50 fight after the wreck. We just got to see how Errol looks, you know, especially after taking that left hook, you know, because Danny going to set it up. He going to get hit with it. We just got to see is he able to withstand it, you know what I'm saying? Because expect to see a Errol similar to the Mikey fight, I feel like. We ain't going to see what he was doing Sean Porter. I feel like he going to be boxing a lot similar like he was the Mikey fight. But yeah, man, we got it.
Cut it. Natural Wiz.
Natural Wiz, what up?
What part he said?
Hamilton, man. Steel City.
Man. What up? Canada, stand up. He's sleeping over there. We got Ruin at 5. Oh, there you go.
Nah, bro, sorry. From the gas station. No, I'm actually off all week, so I'll be on the morning show every day. But you know what? I'm gonna pick Errol. I believe, you know, every morning he wakes up and he sees his beautiful daughter and what he almost lost. To be straight up, it's gonna make him fight harder. Listen, these guys are taking concussion blows every single day when they go do sparring. So I think he's gonna have a fire under him. He's gonna get Danny out of there. Danny's gonna be shocked. And I know Danny's not going to take him lightly. So Danny's not going to try and get him in there and get him out quick. So I'm going to take Errol just based on the love for his daughter. Every single morning he's waking up, looking at her eyes, saying, "Damn, I almost messed up big." You know what I mean? I could have been a 50-50 story or 60, whatever it is, you know. But yeah, that's my call.
All right. Looking like we got Ruin a 504, man. Every time you call, I feel like you ain't called in since Loma got beat.
I think that's a narrative you want to establish with the fans. That's why. That's my guess. Take it easy.
I mean, I just don't. I don't feel the same energy, man. You used to be so happy when Loma was pound for pound king, man.
I guess the question I have: how long has it been since? Let me get to the question at hand. I think he's a Hall of Famer right now, but first ballot, I think that might be pushing it. If he went on a run in 147, he's definitely first ballot. But I mean, when I think of ballot,
wait a minute, come on, Ru. If you think he's Hall of Fame already without the win, if he beats the perceived other number one as an underdog for the third time,
give you my thinking. He's a Hall of Famer right now because when I think of that question, I ask, is he better than Arturo Gatti? Of course he's better than Arturo Gatti. So he's in the Hall of Fame right now. But first ballot, I think I don't know. I think he needs to do more. I think Pacquiao really is the only guy right now that is a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. That's the level of first ballot. And Danny's not at that level yet. But that's my call, dude. Take it easy and keep the work on Patreon, man.
All right.
Thank you for your call, man. Thank you for your call.
Stone Bone Boxing, what up?
Stone Bone.
What up? Yeah, you're right about Rude Ness. He ain't as bad as the AJ fans for 6 months when he got knocked out, but Rude been MIA. I ain't seen 504 except J Mac and JT. Them the only 504s that's been around here. Rude been hiding. in his bunker. He been praying that Lomachenko can be reborn on Easter coming up. So hopefully he get a fight around Easter and baby Jesus can be reborn back into a pound for pound great. He won't stand a chance in a rematch against Tio. It won't happen. I don't even think he's gonna take that fight. He's moving down to 130. So Rue, quit lying. You've been hiding. And Danny is en route to Hall of Fame. This would be a Hall of Fame win. All of this weird stuff that King, who is that King? I mean, he better than Bud if he get a draw. Like, man, stop it. Bud ain't got nothing to do with this. We focused on the great Danny, that what he did at 140, his come from behind wins, his doubted and counted out wins, him supposed to be getting killed by Lucas Matisse. Danny's gonna die, the machine's gonna kill him, and he went in there and handled him and broke. I think he might have broke his eyesight. He had Matisse eye looking so bad. That was one of the first.
Hell yeah. Cut it. And people got mad like, oh, he wouldn't have won if he didn't do that to the eyes. Like, bruh, he did that to the eye. Like, he gets credit for that. You know what I mean? But we got Wisconsin. Adrian, what up?
Adrian.
You hear me? Can you hear me?
We hear you. Yep.
First off, I'm gonna have to get one of them intros, man. What Dollar Biasi?
Yes, sir.
So I got hit up. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up. I see he live right here in Wisconsin, so that should be easy.
Stupendous.
But really, I mean, I like Danny. I'm a huge Danny Garcia fan. I do think that he's picked some cherries in his career. I think he got some lucky calls. But every fighter has. If he beats Errol, I mean, I would say first ballot Hall of Famer for this generation of boxing. I mean, he's not like the last caller. He's not on the level of a Pacquiao. He doesn't have that many accomplishments, but he did clear out a division and moved up, and he's always in the top. I mean, I wish he wasn't just a counterpuncher. He's kind of like the Puerto Rican Adrian Broner, who's won fights when it comes to punch output. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know about first ballot. But I definitely think he's a definite Hall of Famer. You know what I mean?
First ballot, told you, man.
For sure.
He's been against constant opposition that's been at a good level, man. I can't say anything else.
Yeah, y'all know where I stand on that.
Call you stand on your 10 toes.
10 toes down.
Now who's next? All right, let's take the helm on this one. Looks like the skipper fell asleep with a bottle of XXX. Now, the whole first ballot thing. I mean, man, how long do you see Danny fighting for? How much longer? How much more great fights that Danny's gonna give us? I mean, even if he loses to Earl, I'm not seeing him go, down in my book as far as a great fighter. I mean, he's been the guy that's never shied away, and he showed it right from the beginning. Nothing was given, everything was earned. So, the first ballot shouldn't even be a question, man. I'm telling you.
Let me get to Brandon in Cincinnati. Did we get some?
Nope.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. From jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Yo, what up? What's going on with y'all, man? Good.
What's up?
What's up, campeón?
Yeah.
Brandon, was that you that was having a bit of trouble?
No.
All right.
As far as the first ballot Hall of Fame, it's hard for me to say because I don't know off the top of my head who were first ballot Hall of Famers. So give me a list of the first ballot guys, and I'll compare their accolades to Danny's accolades, and I can make my decision from there. But if he does beat Errol, I do think he will be a Hall of Famer. I do think he's a Hall of Famer already with what he did at 140. If Errol beat him, he's best welterweight in the game on paper. But you know my opinion on that. So if you want to say the best on paper, if you want to say the best welterweight on paper now, I wouldn't argue with it on paper. But we all know what's up. you got a date with the boogeyman here soon. So that's my opinion on both. Just show me a list of first ballots and I'll compare him to Danny and let you know if I feel like he's first ballot. But y'all have a good one, man.
All right, we gotta go to Davidian. Talk to me.
Buffalo Falls, what up?
What's good? What's good? Francis, Ness,
What's that?
Doomatron. What's good? What's good? I don't know. I can't wait to the fight. I mean, if Danny's able to win, I mean, we gotta give him credit. I mean, he has fought some great fighters. You know, he's got great chin. But of course, I'm rocking with Errol. I just, you know, that's my guy. He the one that kind of set the tone for, you know, buying pay-per-view. You know, ever since Mikey had called him out and saw something. I don't know what he saw, but yeah. It should be a good fight, though. I mean, Danny will definitely go down in the Hall of Fame. We'll see what happens Saturday. I mean, see what he can do. I still think it's a miracle that Errol's even, you know, he got a second chance at life. He's coming full steam ahead, so we'll see. I got my man Errol. But yeah, that's my call. And God bless you guys.
Thank you for your call, man. Appreciate it very much. Chip. What we got next on the docket?
Looks like it is time to go to Boomerangs. We're going to
Boomerang.
First up, looks like J-Mac.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
You clear?
Yeah. Now, speaking of Rue in the 504, I think you on to something. I spoke to Rue because I wasn't hearing from my 504 brother in a while, and he said he hasn't been doing well ever since Loma took his loss. He been in and out the hospital, on and off his meds, and what have you, because, you know, Loma was his lifeline on his show, so I can confirm I talked to him. Maybe we need to check on the brother from time to time. But I'll finish this with Errol. I think he got more work to do at the weight division. Like I said, these other guys, for as Danny and Bud, shout out to King on me. I got a bounty on his head for his comments earlier. Them dudes have been to multiple weight divisions and they moved up and fought guys. One guy's undisputed, one guy's unified champions at both divisions. And Errol still got work to do. You asked the question, it was a two-part question. Does it solidify? Nah, Errol still got work to do.
Cut it.
Errol still got work to do, he said.
Mr. PBC Boomerang.
Boomerang.
Boomy.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Ness, I heard you say, do you think he's going to do enough? And that's the ultimate answer right there in question and statement. Is he going to do enough, Danny Garcia? That's the ultimate question. And once Errol beats Danny, it has to happen. Crawford has to happen. I'm tired of waiting. I don't want to see another Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson until this has to happen. And we have to be on that same level of Mike Tyson. Production wise, it just has to happen. Maybe keep Thurman if Crawford takes Manny Pacquiao, but something has to be big after this, for sure. That's my call.
Thank you for your call, man.
Yeah, definitely something big, bro. I mean, definitely something big for Danny, because that would be just that would be a disruption to the whole, Errol Spence colliding with the Terrence Crawford train. Yeah. Now who's next?
It'd make things very difficult, but yeah.
Call you.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, while we waiting for the skipper to get things popping, don't forget, man, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Smash the subscribe button. Also, you can smash that membership button now. You know what I'm saying? And get on your membership on and join the YouTube family. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much for your support. Your love. We're here rocking with you every single day that we can go live multiple times a day. And we appreciate your support. You know what I mean? Go ahead. I said smash the join button, smash the subscribe button, and the like button.
Let me
And the
get
belt.
to
So you can shake.
Big Drew in East LA. Big Drew in East LA. What up?
Big Drew.
Yo, good morning, TBV.
Morning.
Morning.
Yo, I got a bone to pick with Ness, bro. Here's the deal. On Saturday's live fight check for the Dubois-Joyce fight, afterwards, you were silencing, timing people out for saying that Dubois quit. How are you going to do that if you're the voice of the people? You're the platform for people to speak their mind. How are you going to do? And you're an American. We got the freedom of speech. How are you going to silence people, man? That's what I don't understand. Now, my problem ain't that we have different opinions. That's what it's about. Have a sophisticated debate. But you can't be silencing people like that. I don't mean you can't. You're the host of the show, but I mean, that ain't cool. You know what I mean? So anyway, moving aside from that, we could agree to disagree. But my advice to Danny Garcia in this Spence fight, wear that double cup, man. Let's not forget how many times Spence hit Porter below the belt. I counted 15, maybe more. Maybe we'll do another analysis of his last fight. So my advice to Angel Garcia, put that double cup on. That's my call. I'm out.
Yeah, man. You know, I just take issue with people calling, a fighter a quitter when he has a broken orbital bone or a broken eye socket.
You seen what Tyson Fury's pops was saying about that? A lot of people had different opinions.
Yeah, no,
Look, at the end of the day,
I've seen a lot of people calling him a quitter. I just don't. I think you're saying that because you've never been in the ring. And if you've been in the ring, have you had a similar injury? I just don't think it's.
You know what it is, Ness? I think we got somehow we get lost between quitting and you know, as a fighter in heart, where like, okay, you're giving up, or you know, you have to quit. And you know, my opinion was that he was forced to quit.
Yeah,
he had to decide.
To me, that's a TKO, man, or RTD. Exactly. That's no different. Like it's not a quit, man. Quitting is.
So what's the difference if the doctor had stopped it?
Exactly.
No,
no difference. No difference.
I just want to know the difference.
Me in the corner, not coming out for the third round. You know what I'm saying? I stood on my stool. I ain't coming out. That's quitting. When you got a broken face, bro, come on. Let's not be freaking brutes here.
Come
you know
on.
What I'm saying? You got a broken face. Come on.
So Travis like, yo. Quit. Travis like, yo, but you call Kellbrook a quitter. I mean, if I did, totally different situation, right? Like, he's taken the knee multiple times. We invented cat pawing because of Kellbrook. So, like, you know what I mean? Everybody's entitled to their first broken orbital bone, man. Like, that's something serious. But whatever. You know, we feel differently, I guess. We going to Hawk in Maryland.
Hawking them down.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hawking, man. Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing, brothers?
Oh, good.
What's up,
Pretty
Hawk?
good, man. Blessed.
Oh, good. The boxing scene is looking real sweet now. Looking real sweet. I liked it that Mike Tyson show this weekend. The way they did it, it looked so good. I don't know what they did. They made the background look so dark, and then the ring was just highlighted. It just was different than what we normally been seeing in boxing. That looked real good. As far as Danny Garcia, yeah, he got a shot at getting at the Hall of Fame. I don't know about first ballot, but he definitely gonna get a shot. He ain't gonna get it on Earl. Earl gonna knock him out.
You don't know about first ballot, but okay. So if Earl gonna knock him out and Danny upset you, is he first ballot?
Okay. If Danny do what now?
Come on, man. If he upset you, you just said Earl gonna knock out Danny. So if Danny get the win, why shouldn't he be first ballot? You already counting him out. You think he gonna get slapped?
Well, I think he's gonna get slapped. I think Earl gonna stop him. I think Earl gonna stop him, but I ain't gonna say he won't be first ballot. Danny Garcia has did a lot. I don't got nothing bad to say about Danny Garcia. I just don't know how they gonna do him coming into the how they gonna do him far as going into the
I just don't understand people's argument. They're saying, yo, he ain't beating Earl, but then all of a sudden, if he beats Earl, he ain't first ballot? Like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't get it. You just yo, people going as far to say Earl gonna stop a dude that never been stopped, and you telling me that he's such an underdog that you got him to get and stop.
Yeah.
Porter
No, you know
ain't
what?
get stopped.
Part of it is that invincibility, that air of invincibility that Earl has around him right now. You know what I'm saying? This guy took on mad guys. He got the belts. Now he went through what he went through. He, overcome adversity, and now they're like, he's this unstoppable machine right now. But don't forget, man. Ness just said it. Danny's never been stopped. Like, just because, Danny keeps it chill, don't talk too much, don't forget that he's a hell of a fighter, throws power hooks all night long. You could get caught with that at any time of the fight, and it could be lights out for you. Real quick, Boston Jared, sound the alarm. Welcome to the prospect level.
We also got a super chat.
Easy. Yeah. Boy 88 Sonny says
Save.
Floyd broke his hand versus Castillo. Won. Didn't quit, fought on. Went on to be TBE. All the greats conquer adversity. That's my point.
Yeah, broken hand. We're going to compare that. We're going to compare that to the face. Yeah, sure, champ. I got you. James Valdez, San Antonio. What's up? Buenos dias. What's up?
Hold on, let me step outside. Hey, I had a question for Doomy because last night I saw that y'all were doing the membership, but when I go on my phone, I don't see join. Right now I'm at work, and I went to the website, but I see it on my work computer. Can I not join on my phone? Because I always use my phone for everything.
So this is the thing right now. We have no control over this, right? You can definitely join on the desktop. If you're on your mobile phone, LV Slugger was kind enough to let us know that you just got to press the super chat button, and then after you do that, you should be able to see the join button.
The option for the join button.
Yeah, the option or the accessibility of the join button should be available.
Okay, all right. That's all I need to know.
All right.
All right, champ.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let's see. We're going back to boomerangs. We have Amin in the cut. What up?
Boomerang. Amin.
All
Where
right.
my man Amin at?
We going to Stone Bone Boxing. Boomerang.
Stone
What up?
What up?
What up? Yeah, he busy researching, trying to see if his statement was ludicrous or was he right. Listen, man, leave Bud out of this, man. This is Danny and Earl. Only thing I want to talk about Bud is if Danny win, him fighting him. I don't want to even talk about like, oh, he better than Bud now. No, if he beat Earl, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Earl is a unified champion. If Danny was to beat Earl, that would make him a two-time welterweight champion and a unified 140-pound champion. That's a Hall of Fame resume. Y'all know how I feel about all the accomplishment Bud has made on his way. He's a one-time welterweight champion just like Danny. He just hasn't lost. So if Danny do this again to get two, and then it wouldn't just be a two-time, it would make him the unified welterweight champion. So you telling me a two-division unified champion is not a high?
Cut it, man. Cut it. That's why you're my caller of the year. You see, and that's what he would have done. Like at 140, people debate that he has had a better 140-pound run than other champions, and if he can become unified at this division at 147 versus this champion, I think it holds a lot of weight, man. I think it holds a lot of weight.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
For Earl, I think the fight is just as significant because he solidifies his welterweight career and solidifies his comeback. It adds to that level of that aura of mystique of him being dangerous, right? It's like he keeps up that tough guy attitude too of no tune-ups, man down, strap season, big fish, all that continues. You get a draw or lose to Danny, are you the big fish? Is it man down? Is it still strap season? We got C-Dub with a super chat that says maybe desktop turned on, off, still no join.
Refresh.
What
Go
the
to
hell
the
is BTN? BTN. What's that abbreviation for? Button. Oh, no button. Okay. Button.
For the cell phone.
All right. So we got Coach to the J-Mac on the third boomerang. What up? Second boomerang, excuse me.
Yo, damn, somebody didn't already clap King I mean that quick. I just put the bounty out. That's why you're a no-show. Now, that's all love, King. I did want to say this. I heard somebody say stopping Danny. I find that hard to believe when he didn't stop the other guy in Mikey Garcia who moved up from a lower weight class that was put down by, I forget the dude his name he was put down by. But I don't think Errol stops Danny. I don't think Errol can put it together to stop Danny unless he go full steam ahead. But if he go full steam ahead, he's going to open himself up to them hooks that Danny likes to counter you and wait on you to come forward with. So I see why some guys have a 50-50 fight. I don't think it is. I do agree with LB Slugger for it being more like a Errol versus Mikey type of boxing style. I think Errol can box and keep Danny on at the end of his jab, but going and stop.
Cut it. We're going out to real quick on Blog Talk. If you haven't pressed 1, that's why we haven't gone to you. So if you're in the Bay Area, San Jose, I'm talking to you. You ain't pressed 1, so we haven't gone to you. We going to
Hey, what happened?
Orlando. What up, Orlando? Where are you from?
I'm at work just listening.
Oh, all right. Well, then in that case, that's everybody.
Champ. You feel me?
That's everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified when we go live again. We got 2 more shows scheduled. One at 3 o'clock. That's Unguarded Border Wars series, Unguarded, where we sit down and we're going to interview Joseph Big Supermax, who's being trained by New Orleans' own Coach J-Mac. They're both going to be doing battle December 5th when they take on Smoke 'em Out Jay from Las Vegas. We're also going to be doing an interview for DeMarcus for Surefire D, someone else that Marvin, I believe, got with. And I don't know, a few of the community members, man. DeMarcus definitely a top fighter in the community. And that one white boy is taking him on. So that Unguarded is going to be today at 5 o'clock Eastern time as well. Plus, we're going to look to do a couple of other news shows throughout the day because you already know, man, TBV is for real, always.
Every day I'm hustling.
Real quick, looks like we got that new caller from San Jose in a 408 or the Bay Area. Well, it's all right. Or are they the same? I don't even know. What's going on? Who's this? Damn. How Blog Talk murder him right when I'm like connecting with him, bruv. Don't do me like this, man. Let's go. See if we get this back. But yeah, man. If you haven't already pressed 1, you can press 1 and we will go to you. And yeah, I think we got to everybody else. We're going to try Amin as well.
Are you not entertained?
Amin, are you available? I mean, you got the bud tenders coming at you, man. You taking your boomerang or what? I mean, you know, he did say he had the homeschooling going on and all that goodness, so I guess. All right, well, I'm connecting. Okay, Dennis is here. Well, let's go out to Dennis. What's going on? Good morning in hopefully sunny Tampa.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. We are firemen.
Evil One Productions. Okay.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, good morning, Ness. Thanks for letting me join. Yo, if Danny loses, he becomes Alexis Arguello, a guy that was a great 135 but could never win at 140. And he lost to Aaron Pryor twice. Now, Danny, again, if he loses, his only big fights that he won was Amir Khan and Matisse. Is that enough to reach the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Alexis Arguello got it on the first ballot. Now, if Danny wins, instant first ballot Hall of Famer. For some of the some of the guys already on the call already said why. I don't have to go into that. But at the end of the day, it all matters how Danny wins or how he loses if he's a first ballot. He's not going to be a first ballot beating Matisse and Khan. That's all for me. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
He's not gonna be a first ballot, beating Matisse and Khan. That's kind of what everybody. That's how I feel. Like he needs that other win to get him over the hump. Get him over that welterweight hump. I think that's everybody. Peace.
And to be specific, we just talking first ballot. He a Hall of Famer nonetheless. We just talking about on the first go round, will he be selected amongst whoever that is of the list of the selectees?
First timer.
Just a little clarity for y'all out there. Thank you very much for joining the show. Yo, we appreciate it. Thank you to the man upstairs for another one. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. Also, shout out to you out there, because without you, this also wouldn't be possible for you tuning in, watching, listening, wherever you are around the world. Now, we appreciate you. I know I appreciate you all the way from Toronto, Canada, and I'm sure Ness and Alex do the same. Hit that thumbs up button on the way out. It don't cost you nothing. And don't forget the subscribe button, hand in hand.
Don't forget, we got Untitled today at 7 p.m., and it should be our first time doing it right here on YouTube memberships. We want to see how that goes and how you guys receive those notifications and stuff like that. So, yeah, catch us tonight, 7 p.m. Plus, we got those live shows at 5 and 3 p.m., and we're definitely going to come back with a Patreon, or rather, membership-only video explaining the differences and benefits, and I guess helping you make your decision to what you feel would be the better choice. Looks like Ohio, you haven't pressed 1. That might be my man Jonathan, if I'm going with my photographic memory. But yeah, if you're talking up, he pressed 1, and I'm sure that's Mr. Jonathan. What up?
Yes, sir. You got it, Ness. Appreciate the show, man, and the love. I'll keep it pretty simple. I think that a win or a loss for Danny a loss specifically doesn't hurt him too much. He still could be a top fighter for a lot of people, and he talked about moving up, so he'll be okay with a loss. He's making money, so he's always winning, in my opinion. Is he a first ballot? I don't think so, even with the win. And we as boxing fans shouldn't want him to be a first ballot, whether he wins or not, because we should hold the value of what a first ballot is to a high criteria. That way it's not saturated or watered down.
Damn, but you don't think that the win makes him worthy? How is that saturated or watered down to be a two-time unified champion at 40 and 47 and beating? Like, if Danny turns around and beats Earl, right? Like, who's to say that this generation's Four Horsemen isn't better, And he also puts himself in that conversation. If he loses, then the Four Horsemen become, Pacquiao, Earl, Crawford, Thurman, Porter. Like, he's got to get a win.
I'm going to flip it like this. It could potentially become a 5 horseman, even if he loses, because he could get another win later in the future. We don't know. But far as Hall of Fame status.
But versus who? That means
what if he get a Bud fight? What if he get a Bud fight and win? He loses to Earl, but then he fight Bud and win. Then
I mean, because now it's harder. You already lost to Thurman. You already lost to Porter. You already lost to Earl. Does Bud even want to fight you now?
It could be a pay-per-view draw. We just never know. Danny is a draw. He's always been a draw, and he has a solid resume. I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer. I definitely think he gets in, but I just don't think he's a first ballot. Now, if he beats Earl plus another solid win, then we can talk more about first ballot, but we should hold that criteria of first ballot close to our heart and to a high standard, so it's just doesn't start to get watered down in everybody.
They were saying B-Hop was getting in for 20 defenses, and I'll be honest, man, I don't even know who's his 20. I would have to get like Supermax out here, you know what I mean? I know he got a few of them, but all 20, I don't know. So like everybody gets in for different reasons, you know what I mean? I don't know. It is what it is. I think that's everyone, right? Everyone.
That's it.
Everyone.
Well, if that's everyone, this is Alex Linus, Alex Doomsday Linus, that is, and you can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ.
We got Majid. Sorry, but go ahead.
Majid.
Nope. Majid, you just listening? All right then.
All right, you catch me on TikTok, not really, but on Twitter, Alex Linus TBV. And yes, memberships have been activated here on the Boxing Voice. So if you do want to help support the channel in that way, and you're on your mobile device, hit the super chat button, and it should take you to where you have access to the join button. If you're on your desktop, your join button is already accessible. We have no control over this. This is the YouTube's platform and the way they've done it. So again, if you want to join as a member on the mobile, click on the super chat, and it should take you to where you have the join button accessible to you. And if you're on the desktop, it's already on there. Hit the subscribe button. And definitely hit that bell button so it's shaking, so you know when to go live with us and be baking, throughout the morning and into the lunch, because we're always going live and keeping it, very steady and consistent over here. So thanks again. This is Alex Linus. Cheers.
You already know what it is, man. Thanks.
Peace.